of means. They had to work 2 and 3 jobs to give me and my sister and brother the opportunity to become educated. And once we got educated, then they looked at us to reach back and start helping other individuals who were in our same position but wanted to move up in the world. And that's always stayed with me, and that's the kind of mayor I will be, helping others to move up.
Okay. So both of them say they are that guy, but you can only vote for one. And you have to listen to which issues affect you, who's willing to really tackle those issues, who's willing to really answer those questions, and who's willing to really work for the city of Birmingham. That's what we're trying to get to this evening. So often, the young voice, the hip-hop voice, has been ignored. I've been to several debates where we just sat there and I took notes. Hell, I want to talk. I have an opinion and I have questions. So with this being your platform, the number is 7410957. You can go and holler at us on Twitter at School of Hip Hop with the K. You can also find us on Facebook, Your Local Lady, woo, and you can text 4470991. We want to hear from you. So the phone lines are open. We have both mayoral candidates for the city of Birmingham, Mr. William Bell and Mr. Patrick Cooper, who we are delighted to have in our studios. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to the hip hoppers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all know how I need you to talk to us. So, what do you feel the number one duty for the mayor is, Mr. Bell?
The number one resource, the number one duties of the mayor is to listen to the professionals, whether it's the police chief, whether it's the head of our Board of Education, or the head of any department, to find out what resources they need to correct the problems that exist in our community. As I stated earlier, all too often candidates want to portray themselves as being knowing all and being the experts in particular fields, when in reality what they should be are support mechanisms for the experts who are out there to change the quality of life. And as mayor, I will make sure that I appoint individuals who are capable and competent, but then delegate the authority to them to get the job done and hold them accountable. Okay.
I heard this answer in the debate. All these questions and comments came from debates and interviews from the whole campaign. We've been following you both. So, Mr. Cooper, same question to you. What do you feel the number one duty for the mayor is?
It's like we've got to create some jobs.
Okay.
Obama has been on TV repeatedly talking about he wants to give stimulus money to mayors so they can hire people. We have a massive unemployment rate in the country. The unemployment rate nationwide is over 17% for African American males in our community. Young brothers, old brothers, is over 60%. That's unacceptable. When you have unemployment at a massive rate as we do here, you're always going to have poverty. We're the third poorest city out of the top 100 in the country. You're going to have rising crime. You're going to have declining schools. You're going to have blight in the neighborhoods, and you're going to have an exodus in the city. And I've been out there. You have to spend time with young brothers hanging out in the corners who don't have jobs, and they're searching for some meaning and some purpose. And we got to get them jobs. And when you have jobs, you can start to participate in what's going on in American life. And unfortunately for our people, particularly brothers, we've been marginalized. And we've been particularly marginalized and neglected by the City Hall and administration over the past decade.
Okay. Mr. Cooper, I'm going to stay with you right now, then to you, Mr. Bell. Racism. You just mentioned brothers maybe 3 times. Cooper, these are quotes, overcolors his campaign to well, let me lift it up so I can read it. Cooper overcolors his campaign to comfort our worries of him being an Uncle Tom by always mentioning his African American family's rich history, outreach in West End and Powderly. But Mr. NAACP debate, clear that up, please.
Well, first of all, I went to the NAACP debate prior to the December 8th election. I was there, participated. In fact, if you read today's paper, the president of the local chapter, Hezekiah, who is a William Bell supporter, actually came out and said, "I'm not black enough." Okay, and when that debate when it was set, I found out about it 2 days before about this debate that I was supposed to participate in, when I never agreed, and that was the same day I was over in Atlanta meeting with Ambassador Young. And I gained his endorsement. He gave me his endorsement. We've had some TV commercials running, and I'd like to be everywhere, but I can't be everywhere.
Okay. Mr. Bell, racism, another issue. You had no business pointing out Mr. Cooper's wife because of her race. Now, these are quotes and these are comments from our listeners and our people. I want to know how you all feel about these things, because you don't always have the opportunity to say. How do you feel about that?
Well, that was a need to respond for negative advertisement that was large against me and my wife and my family.
Okay.
And my position is, how do you expect me to take care of the city and protect the city if I don't protect my family? And I'm going to do what's necessary. If somebody get on my back, I'm going to knock them off my back.
Okay.
And let me respond, if I may.
Yeah, I don't do that no rebuttal. Let's go.
First, that's my ex-wife, okay? And we've been divorced 4 years. She's remarried. She has nothing to do with like Birmingham politics, okay? Mother of my 3 kids. And the only reason she was brought into this was to try and somehow create some racial issue about, oh, Cooper is
If you look at the ad says nothing about her color.
Yeah.
What it does talk about is abandoning one's family. I'm with my family, and I will remain with my family.
And like I said in the beginning, personal is not political, and we can care less. We want somebody
Right.
that number
Exactly.
one, who practices what they preach. Number 2, who has the city of Birmingham at heart, and number 3, who can relate to the people.
That's
Both
totally,
of you all said that you were
first,
that guy.
let me say, that's totally false about my wife, my family. But moreover, you know what? The listeners, are not interested, okay, in the back and forth of this. Okay,
People
what they
throw
want to hear
rocks
from you,
and they expect the rock not to be thrown back at them.
What they want to hear tonight, okay, is what's my vision going forward. They want to hear Mr. Bell's vision going forward, what he plans on doing. What they don't want to hear is the back and forth, the soap opera stuff, and the voters are sick of it. I've not run a single negative ad in this campaign. Have nothing to do with whatever Chris Talley has problems with Mr. Bell.
Okay.
And I want to.
I think what would have been good for the city, well, for us as young people, when the ad came out about William Bell and his wife, if you, Cooper, if you had nothing to do with it, if you would have came out immediately and said that I had nothing to do with it.
Well, let me tell you.
And I think that's what made us.
Well, let me tell you. I went on TV. I talked to the print media, and I said that I'm opposed to negative advertising by my opponent. I'm opposed to negative advertising by Mr. Talley. I called on everybody to stop. So I don't know how many times I can repeat that. I'm repeating it right now.
And if y'all believe that, then I got some swampland on the moon that I want to say to you. If you believe that he had nothing to do with those ads, because Chris Talley did not have the financial ability to run the ads that he's running. So, you know, I don't care what my opponent says. I don't care what my opponent says. I know what the real deal is. And personally, I could care less what the public think as it relates to my family, because I'm going to take care of my family.
Okay. And at the end of the day, we want you all to take care of the city.
Get over it.
You know what? I kind of want to direct this at Patrick Cooper. I keep hearing you mention things about I'll say my city being, condemned and basically just trash, basically. And you make comments about things not being right for 20 years. You've only been here for 15. Is that correct?
Look, I have a family that's been in Alabama for 4 generations, okay? I went off to law school, practiced in New York, practiced in San Francisco, but I made a decision to come to my home state in 1994 to Birmingham. I spent a year here after my law school clerking. I could have gone anywhere I wanted to in the country, but I made a decision to come to Birmingham because I love this city. This is where I've raised my 3 children for the past 16 years. When I came to Birmingham, I decided to live in the city. I've been living in city limits for 16 years. I pay my taxes here. I love this city. In my view, it's dying on the vine. People can have a different view and say the cup's half full. Well, I say it's half empty. And you can look at the statistics and decide whether you like it, but I don't like it. And when you walk into the neighborhoods, Smithfield, East Thomas, Green Acres, West End, what I see with my eyes, and I don't close my eyes, what I see are crumbling neighborhoods. I see District 6 without a grocery store. I see abandoned houses. I see overgrown lots. I see charred out houses been sitting there for 3 or 4 years. I see children who are not being educated in our community. I see that we have the 3rd worst air pollution out of the top 100, 3rd worst period in the entire country, and it poisons our children, African American children. So I see these things, and I'm not going to pretend it's rosy, because it's not.
Okay.